Shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Marakab. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Kudash. Give honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And the Akim out there, they push this truth with nothing but sincerity. In the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Start off from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar. And if I didn't say the honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. So, this is fair use. Not making no money out of this, but so you can see here, like you got these military men, you got these military men, and what you can see in the background is a Costco store, and it's like, what the hell is a Costco store doing in the background of a show, right? Because this is the show The Last of Us, and this is like season 2. I don't know what episode, but I know it's season 2 for sure, and yeah, as you can see, there's a Costco store in the background though. So this is literally called predictive programming. Predictive programming though. Because they throw shit out there in movies and shows. Like this yesterday, I was watching Handmaid's Tale. Last night I was watching The Handmaid's Tale, the new season. And they're also like separated, and it's just like martial law, like martial law. So that's the thing about it though, man. So a lot of people don't believe though, man, but a lot of these big places though, because Costco is a big place, man. Costco, you can store a lot of people in there. They're gonna become concentration camps though. And people don't believe it though. Walmart, Mart, put the wall backwards law, martial law. So things like that. So that's the thing about it though. So when I was watching the show last time, I was like, I gotta record this because what is it? Because nothing's coincidence though. What is it coincidence that there's a Costco in the background, man, and you can see it though, and they're holding people all up in there, because it says though that the devil's gonna come with wrath. Revelation 12:10, I believe. It's gonna become hectic. It's gonna become real hectic. Cause that reminds me of what is it? Is it Second Esdras? Is it the 15th chapter? Yeah. Let's get all this right here. Second Esdras 15:15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up, fight against another, and swords in their hands." So yeah, it's gonna become uncivil rest though, here in America. For there shall be sedition among men. They're gonna prompt each other to take actions in their own hands, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So that's going to rebelling against the government. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, so they're going to do what the hell they want, because that's why they're going to have to put out martial law, because the people are going to get hectic here in America, man. They're going to try to get that control of people, though. And the thing about it, though, is like it's going to be like, nah. So it's even like in that show, The Last of Us, though, It becomes like that, the military, segregates themselves though. There's rebel groups though. I think they're called the Butterflies, and now the Wolves or something like that. The Wolves though, so they're rebel groups though. They go against each other too, man. You know what I'm saying? They go against the government though, so they're within each other, and things like that though. So 17 it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Yeah, martial law. It's gonna become you're not gonna be able to go anywhere though without it's like the border. Like crossing the border of Mexico, or Mexico crossing the border to the U.S. gonna have people with guns, and you're gonna have people like, hey, well, let me see your ID. And you know, oh, now you can't come over here, you know, type of thing. Though they're gonna be like, oh, you're this person. Oh, okay, well, you know, they're gonna put your ass in one of those Costco's. You know, it's gonna be a concentration camp, though. You get what I'm saying, though? So these type of things are gonna happen, though, man. Because 18 it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. Yeah, man, because it's gonna be a lawless society where people are just gonna like, you know, like the purge. It's gonna be like the purge, you know, 2.0, you know, or it's gonna be just the purge though. People are not gonna give a fuck. There's no laws. You can do what the fuck you want though, and it's gonna be like that. That's why men are gonna be afraid, because ain't gonna be no 911. You know what I'm saying though? Like it's gonna be no 911 though. So therefore, you know, you're fucked. You know, and it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah, man, because it's gonna get that hectic though, where, you know, your neighbor from across the street, Bob, is not gonna be that sweet neighbor. You know, every morning you saw him picking up his newspaper, he'll wave to you though. Bob is gonna come into your house with the gun or a rifle, and he gonna take your shit. You know. So that's how it's gonna go down, man. So that's how it's gonna go down. It's gonna get crazy like that, man. But people don't believe it though, because, like I said though, it's this world's gonna get into the NWO, this New World Order, and things like that, man. So these, you know, it talks about, you know, martyrs too, though. You know, let me get on the book of Revelation, talking about the head being chopped off. No, it's a Revelation. It's like, I don't know, it's about martyr. Is it Revelation 3 and 9? Oh no. Was it 2 and 9? Oh yeah. Revelation 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. See, and those prisons, concentration camps, you know, it could be in these buildings like Costco and Walmart, you know? And that's the thing about it, man, because when you think about prison, yeah, you think about... Like here in California, got that San Quentin, they got Folsom, they got Salinas, they got Corcoran. Man, they got a lot of fucking prisons here in California, man. You know, Soledad, New Folsom, New Folsom. So when you think about prison, it's like, oh man, like, throw me in prison, which, you know, it could possibly happen too, though. But, you know what I'm saying, though? But like I said, these buildings at Costco and Walmart, they're going to be used for torturing people, though, man. Because like I said, they gotta, you know, the Esau has to take control of the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Though Esau has to take control of the people, man. And that's just the way it is, though. That's what it says. The devil shall cast some of you into prison, and then you might be tried in there, yeah. And then I was looking for the scripture where it talks about that we might be martyrs and get our head chopped off, though, man. In these concentration camps, though, because we just never know, man. You know what I'm saying, though? Because the thing is we gotta be faithful unto death, though, man. That's why I did a camp, though, was it 2 weeks ago, about dying with honor and integrity. You know, because like I said, yes, we are in the flesh, though. Yes, we are in the flesh, though. But at the same time, it's like this is just temporary, though. You know, this is just temporary, though. We in the flesh, though. Yeah, we get scared. We feel this and that, though. But at the end game, it's like, man, but like, And then the thing is, like, there's no such thing as hell, so you're not gonna be burning forever, though. You know what I mean, though? So, yeah, I just want to make a quick video about that. Yeah, I seen that in the movie. I mean, the show, though, The Last of Us, that they had a Costco in the background, and yeah, sure enough, they had military people with guns and all this type of stuff, though, man. So, like I said, it's nothing but predictive programming, though. Getting the people used to seeing shit like that, man. So with that, hopefully it was edifying. Till next one I say, Shalom.